All right, good afternoon, Benjamin Hadfield with Stuart Scuba, and I got Matt here. Now, Matt is a master technician of all things scuba, and freaking amazing. You've been doing this for what, 2 days now, 3 days?
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks, okay. So,
Yeah.
what did you say, 30 years?
Over 25.
25 years of rebuilding and putting regulators back together of all kinds, everything from Poseidon on up.
Poseidon on down.
Down, fair enough. Poseidon on down. So, for those of you who are new to this, Poseidon is very, very old. So think Jacques Cousteau, and then about 10 years before that, and then you get Poseidon, right? So it's about that old. And so Matt can do everything. He can do Scuba Pro. He can do Atomic. He can do Apeks.
A to Z. We can do Atomic to Zeagle.
Absolutely. That's perfect. So I figured we'd talk to Matt a little bit and get an idea. What are a couple of things, Matt, that I can do as a recreational or technical diver on my own to make sure that I don't have to come see you as often?
Well, a big issue is always from the very beginning when we learned how to dive was to care and maintain our equipment.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. If we finish our day's worth of diving, we put our dust cap on our regulator.
Okay.
Okay. We rinse our equipment in fresh water. We don't push any purge buttons while we're rinsing. We don't want to get fresh water up in the second stages. But we do want to get enough water that everything is getting rid of some of that salt. The salt air, the salt water, the sunshine will deteriorate your regulator, your hoses, your face plates on your gauges. So you want to protect everything, And one of the big things that we want to do is to keep that stuff clean and maintain well, or you will see me a lot more often than you want to.
That's one of the things that's always impressed me is I've seen regulators come into the shop, and Matt will take it apart, and it looks all pretty and shiny on the outside, and then it's white and crusty on the inside. It's like, dude, have you ever seen fresh water? Go ahead and spend a little time and rinse that bad boy out. The other thing that, there's an old thing going around, and I've seen this on boats, and it absolutely drives me batty, is when the guy puts his regulator next to his tank and turns the tank on and blows it out with the tank.
Yeah, guess what's going in?
Exactly.
Salt water.
Yeah, so please, if you're that guy that has been opening up your tank at the end of a dive to blow your crap out, don't, please. Not only is it extremely annoying to everybody around you, but what's happening? What's all going in there?
You're getting salt water in there and you're going to get corrosion.
Absolutely.
And
so
if you're good, and a good indicator of that is when your filter starts to change color because it's a shiny foam finish. Mm-hmm. And when it starts to go green, that's the reaction of the salt water that you're getting. So that's a good indicator of just taking a look and say, am I getting water in that stage? Do I need to bring that regulator in? Does it need to be looked at?
Absolutely.
Down here in South Florida, we do a lot of diving. It doesn't end. 12 months out of the year.
12 months out of the year. I was at the bridge this morning, 82-degree water, and it's October. So absolutely. So make sure you take your gear. Now, one of the things I suggest is every 6 to 12 months that you bring your regulator in and let Matt at least run a bench test on it. Now, that's kind of just a basic idea. Let's just take a look at it. Let's just pop the caps off and just look what's under the hood for just a minute. I mean, you wouldn't go 12 months and you're driving your car without taking it to your local mechanic to get the oil changed. You wouldn't go 12 months without making sure your tires don't have air in it. Why would you put a life-saving apparatus 12 months without checking it? I mean, this is only the thing that's keeping you alive. So here's the deal. Matt, I talked to Matt, and right now it is a little bit slower time of year. And so Matt says we should do, what are we going to do for service till Thanksgiving?
Let's discount the service work on the regulators and give them a 15% discount.
Okay.
Across the board for the next 6 or 7 weeks. Get the regulators in, get them looked at. Sometimes it's just a silly little thing that we have to replace a hose. Maybe just take a look at it, make sure you're okay if you're planning on going away or diving locally. But let's get them in and get a look at them.
That's a good deal. Thank you, Matt.
People bypass looking at their hoses, looking at their connections. Just taking a visual look at their own equipment. So I don't have to do that much.
Yeah.
Although I like to.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we love, doing that kind of stuff. But we love it when you bring it in to check it, and we don't have to do anything to it. We hand it back to you and say, the bench test was good, the crack pressure was perfect, the IP, the static IP on it was just right at where it's supposed to be. It was hitting that, what's a good static IP for a reg?
Sometimes it can, they range now, but they're 125 to 145 on a regulator, depending on what type of regulator it is.
Absolutely, and I can tell you personally, so I had a regulator go out on my boat. On the boat about 3 weeks ago, I grabbed another regulator out of my bag and threw it on, but I brought it in, had Matt rework it. He went soup the nuts, included the fenders, the whole thing. And when I took it on the dive the next day, holy cow, it was a brand new regulator, and honestly, it was better than when it was brand new. It breathed nicer. It was just fan-flippin-tastic. So just little things. He went through and noticed that the the crack pressure was a little higher than what it should have been. He's like, hey, we got to take this off. And there's a lot of techs that don't understand that there's more than one place to adjust the crack pressure as well. And so Absolutely. He did a fantastic job. So, I mean, this is his job for the last 25 years. So I think he knows one or two things.
One or two things
now,
every day.
Now, again, 15% off any service on your regulator or your life-saving equipment. Bring your BC in. We do BCs. Bring them in. We'll check those rings. We'll check the buttons. Make sure it's good. Make sure your bladder's good. So, I mean, this is the thing that floats you above the waves, right? It's reasonably important. We'll check your regulator. Bring your gear into us. Regulators, first stages, second stages, your computer's in, bring them in. We can take care of it. If your computer takes a battery that's special, we've got those usually in stock.
We have everything we need in stock to do all the service work that needs to be done.
Absolutely. In fact, I bring my own gear here as well. Granted, I'm a partner here, but I just brought my full face mask in. Matt was able to take it apart and figure out, hey, here's why it's been spitting on you a little bit. And so we got a part, get that put back together, and it's going to be brand spanking new when he gets done with it. So
Absolutely.
Again, 15% off. Come in now till Thanksgiving. We'll get you taken care of. Again, Benjamin Hadfield with Stuart Scuba with Matt.
Good to be here.
Thanks, Matt.
Good to see you.